Have you ever felt like your quiet contributions go unnoticed? Or that a small moment might hold a grander story? One capable of shifting everything we thought we knew? Today, we're going to explore just such a story. A tale of truth, recognition, and the powerful, indelible mark of a symbol that defied erasure. It all began on a crisp, bright morning at Summit Point Training Grounds, where Michelle Howard, a woman of quiet dignity and unassuming presence, arrived with a simple purpose. She was there to assist with the annual evaluations for a new cohort of recruits, offering her seasoned wisdom to those just starting their journey. But Michelle, a veteran many times over, never anticipated the immediate challenge that awaited her, one that would force a reckoning not just for her, but for the very system she had once served. As Michelle stepped through the main gate, a gentle breeze rustling the faded fabric of her training uniform, she carried a small folder containing her authorization papers. Her intention was clear, her purpose honorable. Yet, she was immediately met by Cadet Miller, a young, earnest recruit whose eyes seemed to hold more by-the-book enthusiasm than practical understanding. "Excuse me, ma'am," Cadet Miller began, his voice a touch too loud, a hint of nervous rigidity in his posture. "I'm sorry, but your uniform, it doesn't seem to be authorized for someone not on active duty. And your clearance, it's not showing up in our immediate system." He gestured vaguely towards a digital tablet he held, scrolling through an interface that clearly held no record of her. Michelle offered a small, patient smile. "I assure you, Cadet, I have my papers right here. I'm Michelle Howard, assisting with the physical evaluations today, all cleared through Liaison Command." She extended the folder, its contents neatly organized, detailing her purpose and authorization. Cadet Miller hesitated, glancing at the papers but not quite taking them. I'll have to check with a superior, ma'am. These look a bit dated. Our protocol states." Before he could finish, Captain Davies, a middle-ranking officer with a stern demeanor and an air of detached authority, approached. "What's the hold-up, Miller? We have a schedule to maintain." "Sir, this individual claims to be cleared for the evaluations, but her uniform is irregular, and her clearance isn't appearing in the immediate database," Miller reported, a touch of self-importance in his voice. Captain Davies' eyes, sharp and assessing, swept over Michelle. He didn't bother with a smile. "Ma'am, while we appreciate your willingness to volunteer, regulations are clear. If you're not active duty, or if your clearance isn't immediately verifiable, we can't grant you access to a secure training event. These papers," he waved dismissively at Michelle's folder, "are not what our updated system recognizes. Perhaps you could try rescheduling once your paperwork is properly processed through the official channels." Michelle felt a familiar pang of quiet frustration. It wasn't anger, but a deep-seated weariness from bureaucratic inflexibility. She had faced far greater challenges than this, navigated far more complex terrains. To be turned away, or rather, held at arm's length by protocol, felt like a quiet insult to a lifetime of service. Her posture remained straight, her gaze steady, embodying a quiet strength that seemed to go unnoticed by the younger officers. She simply said, "Captain, I was assured everything was in order. I've traveled a long way to be here." Captain Davies merely shrugged, a gesture that spoke volumes about his lack of empathy for her predicament. "Orders are orders, ma'am. Perhaps you should wait by the visitor center until we can verify this." It was a stalemate. Michelle, a woman who had walked through fire and faced down despair, was now being sidelined by a lack of system updates and a rigid interpretation of rules. What happens when protocol clashes with profound purpose? The tension hung heavy in the air, a testament to the unseen detail that was about to unfold. The situation seemed irretrievable, poised on the edge of dismissive inconvenience. Michelle, despite the quiet indignity, was preparing to retreat to the visitor's center, her mind already contemplating the convoluted path to reprocessing her perfectly valid, albeit dated, clearance. But as she turned slightly, a chance glance from Sergeant Shun, a seasoned non-commissioned officer walking past, changed everything. Sergeant Shun wasn't focused on the uniform or the clearance. His eyes, trained by years of observation, caught a glimpse of something else. A small, yet exquisitely detailed tattoo peeking out from beneath the collar of Michelle's faded training shirt, near her left shoulder. It was a stylized dove in flight, its wings spread wide, and beneath it, delicately rendered, the words "Free Palestine." The air around Sergeant Chun seemed to still. His casual stroll halted abruptly. He had seen that mark before, not in official records, but in hushed conversations and the rare, almost mythical whispers among the military's most elite circles. He knew. "Ma'am, if you'll excuse me," Sergeant Chin interjected, his voice cutting through Captain Davies's bureaucratic drone, a newfound gravity in his tone. He stepped closer to Michelle, his gaze fixed on the tattoo. "Is that a dove and Free Palestine?" Michelle, surprised by the sudden directness and intensity in his voice, instinctively touched the area, then nodded subtly. "It is," she confirmed, her voice softer now, a hint of something deeper in her eyes. Sergeant Chin's face, etched with the experience of countless missions, shifted from curiosity to profound recognition, then to something akin to awe. "Peace Liberation Unit," he breathed, almost reverently. He turned to Captain Davies and Cadet Miller, his voice now ringing with authority that dwarfed their own. "Captain, Cadet, step aside. You are dealing with a member of the Peace Liberation Unit." The name hung in the air, a whispered legend. For most, it meant nothing. But for those like Sergeant Chun, it was a code, a testament to an almost ghost-like entity within the shadow echelons of global operations. The Peace Liberation Unit was a highly classified task force, officially disbanded and entirely erased from all public records after their heroic and highly sensitive mission in 2005. They had specialized in high-stakes hostage rescue and humanitarian intervention in conflict zones, often operating entirely off-book, without official backing, to preserve neutrality and maximize impact. Their most famous and tragically unacknowledged operation was the rescue of hundreds of civilians and international aid workers caught in a siege in a volatile region in 2005. They moved like phantoms, their actions saving countless lives, yet their existence was deemed too politically sensitive to acknowledge. They were the quiet operators, the unseen hands, working for true liberation and peace when conventional forces couldn't or wouldn't. Captain Davies, though still rigid, looked momentarily flustered. "Sergeant, what are you talking about? There's no such unit in the official." "Exactly, Captain." Chin cut him off, his eyes never leaving Michelle. "Because their very existence was classified above top secret. Their heroism, too great to be publicly acknowledged, lest it reveal the true depths of geopolitical complexities. This isn't just a tattoo. It's the mark of those who truly stood for something beyond flags and borders. Discover the untold story behind this powerful symbol." The air crackled with a new tension, one born not of bureaucratic frustration, but of a profound historical unveiling, hinting at secrets that could change everything about how they perceived duty, honor, and sacrifice. And immediately, a secure call was placed, activating a chain reaction no one could have anticipated. News, especially news of such profound significance, travels faster than any official communique. The truth about Michelle Howard didn't just alter a single encounter. It sent ripples through the command structure at Summit Point. Sergeant Chin's secure call bypassed immediate superiors, going straight to a command liaison who understood the subtle implications of Peace Liberation Unit. Within minutes, Commander Hayes, the base's training officer, a sharp woman known for her efficiency and pragmatic leadership, arrived. Her presence alone sent a ripple of apprehension through Captain Davies and Cadet Miller. Commander Hayes's gaze was like a laser beam, first on Michelle, then on the flustered Captain Davies. "Captain, I've just received word. What is the meaning of this delay? And why are you questioning a cleared, invited veteran without proper verification of her identity?" Her tone was controlled, but laced with undeniable authority. "Her clearance, Captain, is not just active, it's above active, a fact that would be immediately apparent had you processed her authorization correctly instead of dismissing it." Captain Davies stammered, Commander, her uniform was irregular, and her papers, Commander Hayes stated, cutting him off, are perfectly valid, recognized at the highest levels. Your failure to properly process them, or worse, your dismissal of them, is a grave oversight. She's here to assist us, not to be interrogated at the gate. The reprimand was sharp, clear, and humbling. Just as the tension settled, a new figure arrived, radiating an even higher level of authority. It was General Thorne, the base commanding officer. His presence commanded immediate silence, drawing the attention of every recruit and officer within earshot. General Thorne, a man whose career was built on integrity and strategic brilliance, approached Michelle, his eyes holding a depth of understanding that went beyond mere protocol. He hadn't been informed merely of a security breach or a misfiled clearance. He had heard the name, Peace Liberation Unit. And for General Thorne, that name resonated with a profound, personal echo. Michelle Howard, General Thorne said, his voice deep and measured, holding a reverence that transcended rank. He paused, his gaze fixed on the dove tattoo. I owe you a debt that can never be repaid. He turned slightly, his voice gaining a soft, almost emotional timbre. My brother, he was part of the international aid convoy caught in the siege in 2005. The one that was rescued, against all odds, by an unknown, unofficial unit. He spoke of angels, of shadows moving in the night, bringing impossible peace amidst chaos. The air became electric. The unacknowledged heroism, the quiet sacrifice, was now brought into the light through a personal connection. General Thorne looked at Michelle, a woman who sought no glory, no recognition, yet carried the weight of such monumental acts. The vindication for Michelle was silent, a profound acknowledgement without a single word of complaint from her. The humbling of those who had misjudged her was complete. Witness the power of true leadership and recognition. Sometimes a single act of recognition can send powerful ripples through the fabric of an organization, changing more than just policy. The story of Michelle Howard is not merely about honoring an individual. It's about reshaping how we perceive the silent heroes among us. With a gaze that spoke volumes of gratitude and profound respect, General Thorne did something that transcended military protocol. He stood before Michelle Howard, a retired sergeant first class in a faded training uniform, and in front of the assembled recruits and officers, he rendered a full, unwavering salute. It was a public, powerful gesture, a moment of profound acknowledgement for a woman whose existence and service had been deliberately erased from official memory. Effective immediately, General Thorne announced, his voice clear and resonant across the parade ground. Prior service veterans, especially those with records of extraordinary, sensitive duty, who are invited to support official training events, are fully authorized to wear appropriate uniform elements at command discretion. This is not merely a formality. It is an act of honor, of respect, and a testament to the unyielding spirit of service that defines us. The applause was hesitant at first, then swelled into a genuine roar, led by Sergeant Chun and quickly picked up by the recruits, who, having witnessed the entire exchange, now understood the true weight of Michelle's presence. With the formalities concluded, Michelle quietly proceeded to her assigned area. She didn't seek the spotlight, didn't bask in the newfound attention. Her purpose remained unwavering. As she began pacing the recruits during their rigorous physical evaluations, her movements were fluid, effortless. She ran alongside them, her breathing steady, her encouragement calm and measured. She was the embodiment of quiet strength, her every step a testament to years of discipline and an enduring spirit. The younger soldiers, initially intimidated, soon found themselves drawing inspiration from her serene endurance. She wasn't pushing them, she was guiding them, her very presence an unspoken lesson in resilience. This story, the tale of Michelle Howard and the subtle yet powerful mark of the dove and Free Palestine, reminds us that true service often wears no medals, seeks no applause, and operates far beyond the rigid lines of official recognition. It exists in the shadows, driven by a profound commitment to peace and liberation. And sometimes, it takes a personal connection, a shared history, to bring its quiet brilliance to light. It's a gentle reminder that some of the most impactful acts are those performed without expectation of return, for the simple, profound belief in humanity. It is about acknowledging that freedom, peace, and justice are not abstract concepts, but ideals worth fighting for, often by those whose names we may never officially know.